Okay, we're going to look at the wrap checker transparency shader. To access the transparency shaders, left-click on the color shader icon, then right-click on the transparency shader icon to pop up the list of available transparency shaders. Let's choose the wrap checker transparency shader. Let's close that down, and as you can see, we have 4 options for the transparency shader: the size setting, the odd covering, even covering, and fuzz factor. The size setting affects the size of the tiles in our transparency shaders, so increasing it makes the checkerboard pattern larger and decreasing it makes the pattern smaller. So let's apply it to our object to see what it looks like. Let's apply the pattern of 0.23 size to the front cube. Let's apply 0.5 approximately to the middle cube, and then let's apply 0.9 to the rear cube. Let's do a render to see what that looks like. As you can see, we have generated 3 different patterns by changing the size of the tiles. Then there's the odd covering setting over here. And what that does is it affects the transparency values for the alternating checkmark. So, just by increasing it, we make the covering more solid. By decreasing it, we make it more transparent. So you make it totally solid on the odd covering and totally solid on the even covering. Basically end up with a completely non-transparent surface. Let's say you want to vary it and make it 0.5 and 1, then half of the checkerboard spots will be 0.5 transparency, and half of them will have a covering of 1. So let's apply it to our object to see what it looks like. Then let's apply an odd covering of 0.5 to our second cube, and an even covering of 1. And we'll just leave the rear cube just as it is. Let's do a render to see what this looks like. As you can see, the first cube has the flip image of transparency map as a second cube. Then there's the fuzz factor over here, and what that does is it controls how fuzzy the edges of the tiles are. So by increasing it, you make it fuzzier, and it fades in more. By decreasing it, you make the edges sharper, so it's more distinct. So let's apply a very fuzzy tile pattern to our first cube. Let's apply a very sharp pattern to our second cube. And let's apply a, let's make this pretty small. And then let's make it fuzzy for our rear cube. Let's do a render to see what this looks like. There we go. We have some pretty nice variation in the kind of transparencies we can generate with the wrap checker transparency shader. Remember that's a 2D procedural shader that's wrapped across the object's UV space, so you have to pay careful attention to how your UV space is set for the object. Try it out and see what it can do for you.